next guest was in prime time in victory lane on a podium, all the things. Your inaugural winner from Mexico City, Shane Van Gisbergen. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks a lot.
That was more than double the closest margin of victory we've ever seen, or the biggest margin of victory we've ever seen in Next Gen. It was 7 seconds. How in the heck was it 15 and a half for you? I feel like it could have been more.
Yeah, I was definitely praying for the yellow not to come out, but that last stint started. I knew it was 36 laps or something again, and I kind of paced myself at a low 34 and probably could have ripped a low 33, but you're just like, you don't know how hard to push it. And then, yeah, just the tire life was epic, and they kept getting smaller in the mirror, and then they're telling me to slow down, and I'm like, I tried to slow down, but I kept making mistakes. You just lose concentration, so I just stayed in a nice rhythm, and see you later.
And we're going to talk about that. It'll go down in history as this giant margin of victory, but were there points in the race that were higher stress than that last run? Yeah,
the 54 was really good. He was driving very well, and then we got off strategy, and would have been interesting to see how that worked out with the 54 at the end, and it was a lucky yellow for us, and then we were still around good cars, but he was probably the closest guy.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, we kind of felt like you were dialed it back there a little bit toward the end of the race. We weren't seeing everything you could do. But in the first half of the race, when you were following that 54, who was running max? How much did you have left in your pocket?
I had a little bit. I tried to push to get to him, and then I ran out of brakes straight away. So I just backed up a couple of markers and, just tried to look after my brakes because he was just on the limit every lap. So I knew he might be in trouble. My car definitely couldn't have done that. So, just tried to manage the first half of the race. It's amazing. As soon as you get close to someone, the temp skyrocket, tires, engine. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
One of those crucial marks of the race here. Watch along with us on a restart here. You had control, but you actually mentioned before the race, Shane, my one concern is leading on a restart. So walk us through this here. This is the last restart of the day.
I was always trying to wait for the control car. It's kind of felt like super speedway. Not that I've ever led a super speedway race, but I was trying to get the 48 to be on me, and then he'd kind of disconnect. But yeah, that 20 had some mumbo, and he'd just kind of clear out. So
what is mumbo?
Big horsepower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I kind of just shoved it in as late as I could and hung him out, and that was okay.
It was interesting because earlier in the race, you locked the right front tire up here. Did you back that corner up a little bit knowing that you did it earlier?
No, just brake bias. For every restart with cold brakes, I'd lock a front. So I was trying to pull it back as much as I could. And the next lap when I come around here, there's debris and stuff everywhere. The tire bundles had moved and something had gone on, that's for sure.
Talking about mumbo, someone with a lot of mumbo, Max Verstappen, and we talked a lot about that during the broadcast, and your humility to get up this morning, being the fastest guy here, and still be calling other people. Could you kind of talk us through your mindset there?
You just look for every advantage you can, right? I walked pit road first thing this morning, and it was so greasy, like there was oil coming out of the road, and I just reached out. He'd run here in the wet before, and he gave me some tips on some lines, but the cars are so different, but any little advantage can help.
I've watched you, especially a couple years ago at Chicago when we had the luxury of a foot cam in your car. I watch you use the clutch pedal, and that's a habit that comes very natural to you because of your upbringing in racing in V8 Supercar. It's very common for drivers over in that discipline to do that. None of the drivers over here use it, and I don't think it's something that would be easy for them to pick up if they were to really study what you're doing. But I guess, I know you don't want to give away all your secrets, but you do use the clutch a little bit uniquely to sort of give your car the control in the braking zone and turning into corners.
I don't think it's a real advantage in this next-gen car. You have to do it in V8 Supercars because you have the lock diff, so you run a handbrake rear brake bias basically and trying to turn the car, and you control the rear lock with the clutch. But yeah, these cars, it's not a real advantage. It is in the Xfinity car. It eliminates wheel hop straight away as soon as you press it, but I can't change. It's all I've ever done for 25 years or something. So, I'm left foot braking on ovals finally, but yeah, that took a bit.
Now,
Shane,
go ahead. You first, please, Corey.
So Justin Marks pushed all the chips onto the table to build a team around you, knowing that your ability to win a road course race is what's going to qualify a car for the playoffs. And essentially that all came to culmination today, and you pressed the reset button on your season. Forget about the first races. What's this season look like now going in for the rest of the year?
Man, it fixes everything we've gone through in the start of the year, and I really think we've made big strides in the last few weeks on ovals, and that's going to continue. This car is so different to the Xfinity car. I'm pretty much threw everything in the bin I learned last year, and I've started again. Like, wherever you place the car, the opposite happens. It's unbelievable. So I think I've been methodical about it, not trying to force it, not trying to do stupid stuff. And Justin's been very patient, obviously. And yeah, it's hopefully we keep pushing up in the next few weeks.
And the Prime team is in sync here, because that's exactly what I was going to ask. SVG fans all over the world are wondering, like, how's your oval program going? And I'm hearing a lot of confidence. You're a learner. You're somebody that's building something. This is looking pretty exciting.
Oh, exactly. That's, Stephen Doran, my crew chief, and Josh Williams, my spotter. We work so closely, and it's just been a really good process the last few weeks. So our average running position's gone from 85th to 15th to 20th, or top 10 on a good day. So we're really getting there.
Well, now that you have a little bit of a season underneath your belt and you know what tracks we're getting ready to go to and what to expect, which one are you really looking forward to?
Any with a right-hander. Yeah.
Well,
He wins the inaugural at Chicago. He wins the inaugural at Mexico City. It is so impressive, sir, to see what you've been doing. But I don't know that anything could have impressed us more than a 15.5-second win. But, Corey, that burnout.
It was really impressive.
It was awesome.
Let's bring up the board out. And like we did last week, we rated Denny Hamlin's burnout. We're going to grade this thing like a high dive or the Olympics, Shane. Let me ask you this first. What did you grade your burnout?
I tried to drift, and I wasn't very good. It doesn't slide that nice, this car. So
No?
I did a burnout, tried to pull as many gears as I could, and smoke was all right. Crowd seemed to enjoy it. So.
They were pumped up,
Yeah.
buddy.
So let's see.
Also, so here's my original. So I'm going to show you. You got yours, Dale?
Yeah,
All right, everybody got one?
Wait.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Okay, here we go. Oh, wow.
Turning it up to 11.
Holy
Dude,
okay.
it's bad to the bone.
Going to 11.
That
field
was-
stop.
Ten.
You kicked
Ten.
the ball.
Wait for me, I'm busy.
I'm a tough critic.
Dang, Corey, why are you trying to be the tough judge over there? What was it missing? That thing had everything.
Good question. Honestly, I don't really know. My favorite
Come
part
on.
about it, but it was the rugby ball punt into the
Yes.
grandstand.
I was worried it was a fair distance, but
Yeah.
we made it.
Got it in there.
And we got to be right here. I think that's what made it a 10 for me, is to be sitting right here.
Yes, it
Best
was
seats
right
in the
behind
house.
us.
Dude, it was
Epic.
awesome.
What do we got here?
Pass them down, man.
Well, you could put a little bit of Red Bull topper on top
Yeah,
of this
that's
margarita.
exactly
We're
what I
gonna
plan to do.
Typically, Shane, when you win a race on the prime portion of the schedule, we do a beer toast with the winner. But since we're in Mexico, we figured margaritas would be.
Is this ice good?
I've got a
Yeah,
Mexican
worried.
beer.
No, well, you're already leaking out of both ends, so what's a little bit more ice going to do for you?
Cheers, Shane. We're so happy for you. Congratulations, man.
Hey,
Dominant
cheers.
performance.
Congratulations.
How are you feeling, by the way, SVG? I heard it was a tough start to the day. Did you get better throughout the race?
I got a little better, but yeah, sorry I missed the pre-race
no,
up
that's
here.
okay.
I was hugging the big white telephone, not feeling real good. So yeah, felt better as the race went on. Had some nice pills that fixed me here. And
Good.
yeah, as the race went on, I felt better and better.
A little Mexican tequila, a
Perfect.
little Red Bull. Fix you right up.
That'll get you right where you want to be. Shane, you're going to be happy to know. Right now, top of the chain was Ross Chastain's Coke 600 burnout. But, buddy, you're going to the top of the
Yes.
prime burnout board. Let's freaking go with a perfect 10, man. So proud of you. Hell of a job, buddy.
Thank
Really
you.
big deal. Really. I mean, the race win's one thing. That's a big deal.
That is a big
That's a
deal.
highlight of my day almost.
Appreciate that.
Mine would have been a dominant NASCAR win in Mexico City and talking to Max Verstappen. But hey, Corey LaJoy's burnout board is pretty nice too. Good stuff. We've had the trip of a lifetime here in Mexico, but when we come back, we'll turn the page and look ahead to next week in Pocono.